All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Hey, guess who? Your main man, Coach Phil here. And I was just trying to tag some friends here. I guess we're just gonna have to rock and roll the way we are. So how are you doing today? 2021, time for you to rebirth, to reaffirm, to realign, to re-challenge yourself, to make sure that you have a better 2021, and most importantly, to avoid that nasty feeling that you've gotten for several years where you've worked hard, but somehow the goals don't come to happen, and you're saying, you know what am I going to do this year to make it happen? Now, like I said, from day one, I'm not here to tell you to set new goals and or stop setting or whatever. No, I'm here to ask you and to work with you on seven principles that will help you to release your brakes and make sure that you achieve your goals much quicker, much faster. Palette, always an absolute pleasure to see you. How you doing? I'm sure you're doing great. Let's make this happen. So, as we wait for everybody to come, guess what? As usual, how about we just do a quick recap? What have we covered so far? Remember video 1, day 1. It was about reaffirming. It was about your why. It was about asking you to refocus on what is the most important part of what you gotta do. Day 2, we went to the monk-like mindset, galvanizing yourself. Day 3, we did your mornings. Remember that one? We spoke about your morning. We spoke about how you win the days by winning the morning. The more mornings you win, the more weeks you win. The more weeks you win, the more months. The more months, the more the year is going to be a better year, obviously. Day 4, we went on to the inside. What did we talk about? We spoke about awareness, consciousness, realizing you're in charge, realizing that you and only you are in charge. You've created this situation. You're the only one who can change it. Most importantly, whatever is happening outside of you is going to happen. It doesn't matter. But guess what? You can change what is on the inside. Spoke about a few things that you could do, some affirmations. Hi, Helen. Good to see you. Today, we're talking about something so simple, usually very underrated, sometimes it is even ignored. But it has such a tremendous effect on your ability to perform, on your ability to get things done, on your mental awareness, on your mental clarity. It has so much to do with how you show up in life. And that is your environment, ladies and gentlemen. That is your environment. Remember, I've been saying to you once in a while, I've said how you do anything is how you do everything. Sometimes when I was a young man, I was not that young, but those days when I was looking for somebody to date or to turn into a wife, when I was looking to make an honest woman of somebody's daughter, when I went to visit their home when I went to visit the girl's house, the first place I went to was the toilet. Always. Because the toilet would tell me a lot about that person. For some reason, when you go to places where there's a nice clean toilet, usually the people are much more styled up. How you do anything is how you do everything. Your environment is either detrimental to your goals or it is supportive of your goals. Now, I hope that you got your today's workbook. I hope you got that. If you haven't gotten it, then that means that you haven't you didn't go into the page and get that done for you. If you haven't, then you better speak to somebody to get you that. Okay, so let's dive into day number 5, and that is your environment. Okay, and like I said, I usually my videos are much longer than this, but I'm making this short so that you're in a position to have much more time to execute and take action rather than listen to me. Okay, your environment. Okay, how you do anything is how you do everything. Your environment will either, please listen, your environment will either support you in your goals or it will be detrimental. What do I mean? There are certain things that we take for granted, but they're so, so important. And I got this from one of my mentors about 5 years ago. And he said, when we leave here today, I want you to go and clean up your house. I want you to go and clean up your office. I want you to go and clean up everywhere that you do some work. And I think Hassan would have noticed that time. There's a time I came and I just cleaned up. And for some reason, it so relieved me. I was so much relieved. I was like, oh my God, it makes such a big difference, okay? And then the next time I went, I spoke to a mentor. I said, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go and do an 80-20 audit of everything that you use. I said, what do you mean? He said, everything that you use, I want you to go and notice that you only use 20% of everything that you have. I said, dude, you're joking. He said, no, I'm not. He said, okay, you go and ask the people who you live with how many of your shirts you have used in the last 30 days. And it was very clear. I'd only used, I think, 4. Okay. Or I think, 3 were black and 1 was white. And how many pairs of shoes had I worn in the last 6 months? 2. How many, it was so clear. But what he was doing to me was he was telling me that your life is so cluttered that you wake up in the morning, you have to think about so much stuff that your brain has what we call, it's like a battery. It's like, a battery, like a Duracell, that when you wake up, it is full. But depending on how much stuff you have to think about and go through, it begins to deplete immediately. Especially, for example, there's a beautiful picture of the good old late Steve Jobs, I think from 1982 to about 1995 or something. And all the launches that he ever did for the iPhone, he was wearing the same thing. Black shirt, blue jeans, and I think the either white trainers or something. The same thing for about 10 years. And when he was asked, he said, look, when I get up in the morning, I don't have time to start thinking about what I want to wear. I want to use my mind. I want to use the time, the energy, the volume of battery power that I have to use it on the things that are important, like creating the most important, beautiful phone on the planet. How many things do you think about when you wake up in the morning? How many things do you think about when you wake up to get ready for work? How much stuff do you have to go through? How many clothes do you have to wear? Oh no, coach, I prepare my things the previous night. That is still time. Oh, coach, you know what? It's only the shoes that I've got to check out. Okay, how many pairs of shoes do you have? And when is the last time you used all the pairs at once? When we talk about environment, we talk about what and who. And the first thing that you must think about is who in your life clutters your life, is a burden, does not allow you to think, is negative, has got negative power. And in 2021, you know that you must let them go if you are to achieve your goals. When we talk about environment, the more you surround yourself with people who are inspiring, with an environment that is decluttered but also is designed to support you to perform better, the more you're going to be able to achieve. What am I talking about? If you're in an environment where you have negative people, you have noise, you have all these things, and you haven't taken those people out of your life, it is going to affect you big time. So the first question today is, who must you declutter, cut out of your life immediately if you're to succeed in 2021? And these might be people who you actually might not necessarily have them at the front of your mind, but every time you meet them, they burden, they don't inspire you, they take something away from you. Okay, who must you avoid seeing? Okay, there are certain people who I will not call during the week when I'm doing my deep work. I won't call them. Why? They're going to say something that is going to take me off my, and yes, I've got such a strong mind, but some people can say things and you're like, which people are you going to take out of your environment right now to make sure that 2021 works for you? Why? You surrounded yourself with those people in 2020, it didn't work. They were naysayers. They told you it couldn't happen. They gave you all the reasons why. Every time you met them, it was negative, 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 negative. They never inspired you or told you can do it. Now is the time for you to say, you know what? I love you, but guess what? My goals, dreams, desires are more important. In 2021, I'm going to have to let you go. Write those 3 people down. Number 2, which 3 types of people must you bring closer or get in touch with in 2021? This year, I'm getting a new accountability partner. And I am looking for them seriously. Why? This year, I need somebody to take me to the next level. I have one, but they're not pushing me as hard. I'm looking for somebody else to take me to the next level. I'm looking for somebody else to challenge me a little bit more. So I'm looking for a new accountability partner. Why? I am looking for people who can challenge me. I am looking for people who I can bring into my environment to ensure that my 2021 goals are much better. I can achieve them much quicker, much faster. So which three types of people must you bring in? I'm bringing an accountability partner, number one. I also need to bring in somebody who gets me closer in terms of a spiritual way, all right? Why? I just feel that, you know what, I just need that. I'm going to, there's some guy I'm talking to who works for Mind Valley. I just need to get zen a little bit more. Why? I feel that I need it. I feel that I need that kind of spirituality so that I can be, I can feel whole. I can feel round. I can feel, So what are the three kinds of people you have to bring in? Because remember, when you take all this clutter out, you got to bring in some people to fill in that vacuum so that you can fill all this. By the way, you don't have to bring in, okay? If you get rid of people in your system, in your environment that were, are detrimental to your progress, it's okay, all right? Next, how you do anything is how you do everything, okay? I want you to get very honest with yourself. I want you to look around yourself right now. If you're at work, if you're at the office, if you're in your car, wherever you are, look around you right now and tell me how tidy, how smart, how clean is your environment right now. There is a correlation between how clean, smart, organized your environment is and how well you perform. The cleaner the environment, the smarter the environment, the much more, the way you arrange your stuff is actually in direct correlation with how well you perform. If you get up every morning and you're not wasting time cleaning up and you just go straight into a high performance mode. Why? You have a clean environment. When you walk into your office, what is on your desk? How cluttered is your desk? I want you to just become aware and just start Googling or looking at high performance people and look at their desks and look at how they arrange their stuff. You will be surprised. Simple but nice and neat and clean all the time, every time. Why? It affects the way that you do your work. Some of you have got 10,000 things on your tables. You've got the pictures of your grandmother, your father, your whatever. You've got this here, you've got all kinds of things. So when you sit down to work, your mind is affected by all this stuff. It has to deal with all this stuff, taken subconsciously, rather than, and this I got from Jeff Walker, he says, you know what, when I go to bed, when I wake up, the only thing on my desk is my laptop. When I wake up and I switch it on, it goes straight to the page on what I'm working on. The only other thing is my water. That's it. Nothing else on the table, nothing. And maybe a journal. So when you wake up, there's nothing else to look at except what? To focus and get your mind going. So I want you right now to be very honest, to go to your house and ask yourself a question. What do I have here that is useless? What do I have? You have things you haven't touched in 6 months, let alone 12 months, okay? You have stuff in your house that is, it is a burden to you, but you don't realize it. I want to challenge you that this week you go and give stuff away, take stuff to charity, do whatever, just clean out, get rid of broken stuff, old stuff. Let me tell you, I've got somebody in my life who has got so much stuff, it's no wonder she's always, yes, and it is a she's always foggy in the mind. Why? Stuff. Declutter your home. Make it nice and airy and clean. Make it nice. It's especially people of color. I don't know what's wrong with us. You get a nice, beautiful house and then you clutter it with all kinds of nonsense. Yes, some people, yes, you see that they have a living room and there's not much in there. If there's a place for books, it is in the reading room. A place for their medals, it is in the reading room. Whatever. Do what you have to do to declutter your life. Declutter your home, because it will release you. It will open you up. You'll find yourself that, you know what, I don't have anything to worry about because I've decluttered. The only thing I have to focus on is what? My business. Keep it nice and airy and clean. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you stay. But if you live in a dungeon right now, work so hard that you can go and find a nice, beautiful place somewhere in the countryside. Even if it is, if it means getting out of town, do it. Go to a place where you can open the windows in the morning and get some fresh air, because your environment determines how well you perform. I cannot emphasize that enough. That is why people go away for weeks to places and they do their best work when they're, and I think Robin Sharma is the best at this. Go to a place where there's nothing in the room except a desk, and where you put your table, the house is empty, nothing. And that is when people do their best work. That is when, even Brandon has showed it. So many people have demonstrated that, you know what, decluttering your place is important. So declutter your home. Declutter your home. Get rid of stuff. Get rid of shoes. Get rid of all that stuff. It will make such a difference. And something when I was again researching on this, make your home nice and clean and get in some snake plants. You know those plants that go up? Get those plants in because they clean the air. They clean the air. Put them in the house. You know, I've been noticing a lot of these guys on YouTube on what they have house plants. Why? I used to wonder why. Now I know. They clean the air. They feel, they do this osmosis thing, so they're cleaning the air, and in cleaning the air, they leave your house nice and fresh. And if they do that, the mindset is what? Nice and clear. Okay? Go to your bedroom. Yes, some of you in your bedroom is so full of so much stuff that even when you sleep, you think you're sleeping, but you can't sleep because you're surrounded with so much stuff. You have so much old stuff. You have a television, you have a radio, you have a TV, you have the kids' toys, you have all kinds of stuff. And guess what? No wonder you don't get rest. The bedroom is only for two things. Two things. Two things. Helen Nakame, the bedroom is for only two things. Number one, sex. Number two, sleep. End of story. Nothing else. No TV, no telephone, no nothing. Now, wait before you all start giving it to me. Oh, coach, you don't know. Listen, it is transition. I know there's some of us where, the circumstances right now demand that you're sharing your bedroom with more than 2-3 people. It is okay. I understand that. What I'm saying to you that in your 2021 journey, begin to think about it. Okay. I know there's certain people where the circumstances are, for example, sometimes when I have my boys, sometimes one of the boys is not feeling well, he's going to have to come to my bedroom, and sometimes he's going to come to the bedroom and he's going to come with something. I am aware of that. But slowly but surely, I am teaching them and training them to understand that the bedroom is only for sleeping. Hello. Sleeping. That's it. Clean it up. Take all the freaking pictures and out. Just create. Look, those of you, I think I'll get, actually, this is what I'm going to do. I will get a link that I can share with the people who are on this call about the psychology of colors. Put colors in your room that allow you to rest. And yes, do not use the phone in your bedroom. Now, this one is a hard one. And yours truly, I have struggled with it. You have no idea. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I put it on what is that? Airport mode and no disturbance, okay? And the only reason that I usually leave my phone on is if I'm not with my family and I have to keep in touch, especially if the time zones are different. But the phone shouldn't go to the bedroom. The bedroom is only for two things, Helen. Sleep and sex. Let's go to your office. Now, this is a big one. And boy, have I struggled with this one. Hassan. I have some guy I work with. My God, this guy. The office space is meant to be nice and clean. The office space is meant to be nice and clear so that when you come in, your brain is not, scattered dealing with other things. You just come in and boom, you sit and work. Your office must be tidy, must be decluttered, and most importantly, it must help you to focus. Tidy it up, declutter it, freshen it up. That is what TDF does. Freshen it up. Put something that freshens up. Put a flower. I don't know. Do something. But create an environment where if you go in, you feel good about being at the workplace. When you get into your office, when you look at the walls, look at a wall that is going to inspire you. Write stuff that, I've got a board in front of me and all it has on there is my goals and the things that I care for. And every time I'm tired, when I look up, I feel that kind of energy. Why? Because the office is that place where you spend most of your time. Now, if it is not an encouraging place, if it is not a place that is not cluttered, I used to have stuff in my office. I used to have stuff on my table like 20,000. And then I realized I come in and I'll touch one thing from here, I put it here, from here, I put it here, and then I take this from there. And I realized, my God, I was so ineffective. I was wasting time. Clean up your office, freshen it up. And yes, I know some of you, it is, you know, you don't even know why I make noise about the office. But guess what? When you walk into a clean office, I want you to look at all the high performers you have, and go and look at their offices. Go and look at all the rich people you know and look at their offices. You'll be surprised. They're neat, they're clean. You look at their table and there's only a little bit of stuff there and maybe a telephone, and that's it. Why? Your environment is so crucial. It is either going to support you in what you do, or it is going to be detrimental. All right. So after your office, let's look at your car. Those of you who drive. And the first time that this guy told me this, I went to my car, and the previous day I'd had my boys in my car, and guess what? They had had some snacks the day before. This is a long time ago. The car was filthy. My God, the car was filthy. And I learned my lesson. And I decided, you know what? No more. No more. And they know, you eat in daddy's car at your own risk. You can drink if you're thirsty or we're going, but you eat in daddy's car at your own risk. Why? No, in fact, I'll tell you, if you ask my boys, it is very interesting because I started to train them about, I always tell them, untidy house means untidy mind. Untidy mind means brokenness. So if you find my boys and you ask them, hey, untidy mind, untidy house, brokenness, okay? I have told them that because I know how much of a difference it makes when you're nice and clean and tidy. When you come in and everything is where it's supposed to be, you don't have time to waste. You don't, one of the things I'm working on is to have this same shirt, this same trouser, this same shirt, so I don't have time to waste. You guys have seen some of those high performance people where they show you their cupboards and their wardrobes where everything is nice and tidy. I think, who did I see? It's a British actor. Favorite actor of mine, I forgot about it. He had all his white shirts in one place, all his black suits, all his black shoes, and it was amazing. This guy wakes up in the morning and all he has to do is pick one shirt, pick a coat, pick socks, bam, time to go, where to go, to work on the most important thing. Keep the main thing, running your business and doing what you have to do. And then ultimately, the last part is you must look after your self-image. Because your self-image equals your confidence and your success. Yes, I said it. If you're untidy, if you don't look good, you won't feel good. If you won't feel good, you won't have great self-esteem. If you don't have great self-esteem, you won't get nothing done. I'll say it again. Your self-esteem and self-image is determinant on how you feel about yourself. And usually, if you feel good about yourself, you are bound to feel much more confident. And if you're confident, you get stuff done. And if you get stuff done, what does that mean? You make what? Your self-image equals your self-confidence. Your confidence equals your success. How do you show up? Do you have some scrappy days, coach? Absolutely, 110%. Do you sometimes not shave your hair? Of course. But I am ensuring that I have more days where I look pristine, where I look good. Recently I saw a picture of my son. He was so smart, and he had told his mom that, guess what? I look like daddy because I'm a businessman. Shoot, I need to buy more suits. Go and look at your environment and ask yourself a question. Does this environment support my journey? How much time do I spend on tidying up? How much time do I spend on, tidying up and looking for stuff? Every time you're untidy, you lose stuff. You end up looking for a lot of stuff. I came back recently and I had a lot of stuff around my bedroom. I had some suitcases. And that night, I only slept because I was so tired. But I woke up, I think after about 4 hours, I just couldn't sleep. Why? There was stuff in my bedroom that was not supposed to be there. Guess what? I got up and took it out and put it in the same room and then went back and was able to sleep. Why? I have conditioned myself. I have conditioned myself that a clean environment, holistically. And yes, Paulette, thank you for that. Does your environment support your journey? Ask that question and be honest with yourself. Coach, you have no idea. I share a house with so many people. I know. I appreciate that. Let it be a transition. But how about your own space? How about your real space? Your own space. How tidy is that? How tidy is your car? How tidy is your office? And how do you show up in life? How well do you groom? How well do you look after yourself? Because your self-image determines your confidence. Your confidence, direct correlation with your success. This year, 2021, I want you to say, you know what? I'm going to do better this year. I'm going to look after myself. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to be a little bit more conscious on how I show up. And just watch what happens by the end of the year. Hey, guess what? I know it's a journey. I know you're going to take your time to do this. And my only goal is to make that you hope it is a holistic thing. You can't just set goals and expect that everything is just going to fall in place because you're working hard. No, if you're working hard but your mind is cluttered and you're in a dirty environment and there are flies and stuff like that, you cannot perform as well as a guy who's working in a room with air conditioning somewhere on the beach with nothing in it. You cannot tell me that the brain power is the same. And that is why I'm saying to you, hey, declutter your life, look at your environment, freshen up your house, look at the way you show up, declutter stuff that you don't need. Your table should just be your table, your laptop, what you're going to use to write on, end of story. And yes, I know you might not be in your own home, you might be sharing your bedroom, it is a transition, but do whatever you can, at least for your self-image and how you show up. Scrub up nicely. It is always a good thing when you look good. Just like, because when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you get stuff done. Let me say that again. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you get stuff done. How about we also just focus on, let us just have a goal. Everybody on here, let's have a goal. Look good this year. Do your best to look good. Super healthy or over healthy. Whether you're big boned or whatever, just make an effort to look good. You'll be surprised. Just looking good will get you to feel good. When you feel good, you get stuff done. And the more stuff you get done, the quicker you're going to get your goals. And the quicker you get your goals done, the better life we're going to live. So, I don't know about you, but it's always an absolute pleasure to come and spend time with you. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into what we call evolving yourself. This is a good one. It might be the icing, okay? Tomorrow, day number 6, we get into your growth, evolving your mindset. And this is going to be, I don't know, just be there, okay? Just make it a date. Same time tomorrow, we get into this 7-day challenge. Day number 6, we're going to get into evolving yourself and what that really means. And it is going to be one of those that hits home and takes us over the finish line. So, until then, remember, every day, that you and me, that's right, you and me have the audacity to create a life on our own terms. Until tomorrow, peace.